hip home. God, I'm nothing but a dead man walking. Can't you hear me crying out your name? Take me from this broken place I've fallen. Don't leave me lying out here bound in chains. I walk the line when it comes to living. Lord knows I'm on the wrong side of deliverance. Swept by the fire, will I ever learn my lesson? I got one foot in the grave, one hand in hip home.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Man, all right. So I'm here today with Ben Fuller. He is as you can tell, an amazing musician, a wonderful, awesome musician. So thank you so much for being on my channel.
You're welcome.
Man, now you're actually, you've been out in Nashville, right?
I have, yeah. I moved there, oh my gosh, I moved there almost 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
So it's out there to make a career in music, basically?
Yeah, so what a crazy world.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I picked up everything and I sold, I had a house up here and I sold that, and my realtor thought I was crazy.
Wow.
Because, you know, I've only had it for less than 2 years. Yeah. And so I called her up and I said, hey, you're never going to believe this, but I'm fixing to move to Nashville. She said, excuse me, are you feeling okay? I said, yeah, no, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real good. I said, I think I'm gonna take this and see what happens. And so she put the house up for sale, and she called me the next day, and she said, you're never gonna believe this, but we got a full price offer on your house, and the woman's from Nashville, Tennessee. And
Meant to be.
So hello God.
That's right.
Yeah, it was one of those things.
That's cool.
I didn't know it at the time, but yeah, that started this crazy adventure.
So you're originally from New England, though?
Yep, I grew up in a small town called Perkinsville, Vermont.
Yep, okay.
Not far from where we're at right now.
That's right, yeah.
And I got some beautiful family and friends there, and yeah, I went to school in Springfield, so local, extremely local boy.
And then you've been out in Nashville, but plans have changed a little bit for all of us, because just everything's crazy right now.
Yeah.
So I'm actually, I got to be honest, I'm a little in a way it's worked out really well for me, because I wanted to do this. I wanted to have an interview with you.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking about traveling and maybe passing through Nashville to see if we could connect. But you came to me.
Wow, yeah, could you imagine?
You came to me.
He sent me home. Yeah, sent myself home.
Well, I know it's not great. It's hard, especially as a musician right now.
Yeah.
But it's great that you can be here. And we
Thank
were
you.
talking too about how this is also a time when we can encourage people.
Yeah.
And people are stuck. Their jobs are sometimes in jeopardy. They don't know what's going to happen. So this is an opportunity for us to be an encouragement to people.
Absolutely.
And your music is a blessing and encouragement. So I'm so glad we get to hear a little bit of your music today. And so maybe we could hear a song.
Sure.
Maybe we could hear a song.
Sure. I've got a few of them. I'm extremely I'm extremely thankful that this music has just been labeled so real, and that it's come out of my heart so real. And I've just been through some crazy stuff, and you kind of go through something and you're like, well, I think that was bad. I think that wasn't good. Maybe I'll never talk about that ever again. And I've been through a lot of that, and I found that the only way to get better and healing, and also relate to other people, is talking about it.
That's good.
That song, Me and Caitlin, I was embarrassed, and I never wanted anyone to hear that song because it said the word needle in it. And it was like, how could I have my parents hear that song? How could I have some of my close friends hear that song if they ever knew what I went through? But yeah, it's about the the truth and the reality, and instead of running from it, you run towards it.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
the song is called Other Plans.
Pulled it off the wall and held it in my hands. The cold steel and wood turned a boy into a man. I held the hammer back, fingers all red from the rust. I knew exactly where Daddy hid the shells from us. I left a note by the stove saying I wouldn't be too long. I didn't want Mama to call or come looking where I'd gone. Well, I've been blinded by the pain and I only had one thought. Well, I set off for the woods, pockets jingled while I walked. My hands were shaking so damn bad I could hardly hold that gun. I shoved around into a magazine. It was my last chance to run. This is a cry for help and I'm crying out loud. Help me understand. As I let it go and it hit the ground, it turns out God had other plans. I felt the hand of God as he led me off that ledge. I left that rifle lying there in the leaves with my regrets. Silhouette still in the paint where it hung up on the wall, reminded me that I was saved when I could have lost it all. My hands were shaking so damn bad I could hardly hold that gun. I shoved around into the magazine. It was my last chance to run. This is a cry for help and I'm crying out loud. Help me understand. As I let it go and it hit the ground, but it turns out God had other plans. I pulled it off the wall and held it in my hands. The cold steel and wood turned a boy into a man.
I'll tell you, we need that right now. That's exactly what we all need, you know. There's so many people right now that are going through hard times, and you were sharing earlier just a little bit about how it's hard to sometimes say what we've gone through. It's hard to actually even talk about it. But right now, with everything that's going on in the world, I think it just forces us to really just be more open with each other about really how hard it is. And it is hard, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard for everybody right now, but you have a really powerful story. And,
thank you.
So I appreciate you so much sharing with us. And could you talk a little bit about, you know, how you got into doing music and songwriting and stuff like that?
Wow, you know, I thought I was going to be a landscaper and stone wall builder, and don't get me wrong, it really set me straight, along with growing up on the farm. The work ethic, you know, got instilled in me, and I think that's why I've kind of had my nose to the grindstone, so to speak, with this music, and I'm able to at least work around some of these hard times. But I think I started singing at a young age, and I always enjoyed writing. I had a lot of feelings. I remember in like English class, I would there were some teachers that just would comment on my writing and ability to sort of articulate my feelings and stories and stuff. And but it never took full bloom until you know, 3.5 years ago, where I started really writing down what I was feeling, and looking back into some of those journals and stuff, I was like, man, and I'm sure a lot of other people can relate, but you look at this stuff and you're like, was I really hurting that bad?
And
was I really going through this much stuff? Where you write down like these really truthful, awful, or amazing, or whatever things happen to you. It's really quite a thing, reflecting on where you were at that moment. And so anyway, I just started writing down my feelings. Started writing down stuff that would happen, bad things, good things, things that I wanted to change, things that I wanted to do, and started talking about Nashville. And then next thing you know, I moved down, and started just thanking God, and next thing you know, I'm singing songs about Him. And so it's like it really is cool to see the progression. And I'm a firm believer in writing. When you've heard that, like, write it down. If you have a dream, write it down and make it. You've seen the crazy stories and heard crazy things about that. Well, I mean, it's pretty true. It's pretty true. Yeah. If you can dream it, you can do it.
That's so cool.
I'm here to tell you that.
God gives each of us special abilities. We have a special place in this world. We're here for a reason. Absolutely. Each and every one of us. And you are definitely filling a place in a very special way.
Well, so are you, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
This is so cool.
Wouldn't be getting all this stuff out. So thank you,
Tim.
This
is great.
For doing this.
Yeah. And at the end, I want you to just share maybe how people can find your music and that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what kind of interesting or exciting things have happened with your music experiences? Have you gotten to play at any interesting places or meet any interesting people? I know you got to meet me, so that's...
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm good. Actually. Everybody, I'm going to tell everybody in Nashville.
You reached the pinnacle of all of your aspirations.
Yes. I, just getting led to one thing, and then another, but it's funny to hear from people, when you make it, don't forget about me. Aww. Don't, when you make it, don't, when you make it, and I've really had to redefine, when you make it, what is make it? Yeah. What is made it?
Yeah.
What is making it? And to me, quite honestly, I've already made it.
That's right.
And I think if you look at it like that, and in that perspective, then what else could go? I mean, you're great. You're right. You've already won.
That's right.
And so when you look at it like that, instead of looking at it like, oh my gosh, I have so far to go, or oh my gosh, I don't know how much longer it's going to be before I, and looking at it in that respect, I think you focus more on the present.
Yep.
And what's going on with you right in that moment.
That's good.
Instead of looking forward to the future and going, oh my gosh, I have so many goals and so many dreams, and I don't know how I'm ever going to make it.
Yeah.
And I've tried that, and it doesn't work, really. I mean, you can set those goals and write them down.
Such a good point. I mean, especially when you're into performing, it's just such this never-ending bar that, okay, I need to get here, I need to get here, but really, what's the end game? I mean, really, when do you say, okay, I've reached it? So it's great that you're being in the moment. Mm-hmm. You're saying, look, God has me, He's using me right now. And right now, we're all thrown off. Yeah. Right? We don't even know what tomorrow's going to bring.
No. Are we sitting too close?
Yeah, probably. But we've got to stay on camera.
Fine. I'm going to breathe this way.
Yeah. That's okay. I haven't been traveling,
this
so
is good.
I haven't either.
I've been keeping a bubble. I did hug a few people yesterday, but that's me.
Broke the rules.
Yeah. That's sorry.
What about music influences? Like we're talking about how you're developing your career and you've started music writing not that long ago.
Yeah.
So, what kind of music did you listen to, and what kind of shaped the music that you do?
It's starting to really come out now. I really love the 90s country music, and that's sort of what I grew up on. And my dad's a huge Vince Gill fan, and he's just. It's funny going to Nashville. There's so many Waylon Jennings, Merle Haggard, the harder side of country, if you will. And I grew up on the softer side, and I think that's where a lot of this has come from, and my songwriting, I think. But I used to, I went through quite a rock phase in college, and like the band Red, and come to find out, I just found out weeks ago that they were a Christian-based band, rock band.
Yep.
And I had no idea, but I went through a phase of like that kind of metal, sort of hard rock, and would turn that on when I was having a hard time with things.
Yep.
And I'm like, all of a sudden I find out, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And I start analyzing lyrics and stuff, and I'm like, whoa, you know, this was extremely, they were going through the same stuff,
So that
and they
was
were talking
actually
about
shaping you.
Yeah, so I think that kind of helped shape me also, along with the country music.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
So 90s country and rock.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Not like 80s like Journey rock, but you know,
right. No, you don't really have that vibe.
No, I try to get a lot of those
You
requests.
gotta put the makeup on and long
just
mullet and I don't know.
The mask, yeah, the leather. I don't
Not
know.
really, yeah.
No.
That's awesome. So you've gone through some hard times and you've written about that, but you've also had a lot of changes in your life.
Yeah.
And especially like encountering God.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. Like you were kind of going one way and then things kind of turned around.
Yeah, so that song, Other Plans, you know, that was a tough time in my life. That was when I was around 16 years old.
Okay.
And I was having a hard time just getting through, and I didn't know. Looking forward, I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And, you know, that I know is happening to a lot of people right now. And they're seeing this dark time that we're in, and they're not exactly sure where the light at the end of the tunnel is. They're behind on bills. They owe people money. They don't have enough money for food. They're, you know, and that stuff builds up, and that stuff will get to you. And so writing for me has been this outlet.
Wow.
To get all that stuff out. And if I didn't have that, you know, I don't know what I'd have.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So anyway, the God thing really started coming in when I moved down to Tennessee, and I was struggling a lot. I was drinking a lot. I was drinking a real lot. I was drinking and driving a real lot. Like, you know, 10, 12, 14 beers a night, a lot. And I was out of control. I was out of control, and nobody was stopping me because nobody really knew about it. And I'm so thankful that I didn't hurt anybody, including myself. And I had a wonderful family that's just been rock solid for me down in Tennessee. They're actually from Vermont, and they invited me to church one day. They just said, "Hey, do you want to go with us?" And I'm a person of opportunity. I said, "Yeah, whatever, sure, I'm good, right? Yeah, it'll be how you know, whatever, that's fine." I've only been to church for funerals and weddings before that.
Wow.
And I walked through those doors, and Church of the City in Franklin, Tennessee, and there's about 3,000 people that go there.
Yep.
And I hit that auditorium doors, and it just was like, I just basically fell to my knees. It was unbelievable, and the music and the speakers and the sound, and Chris McClarney was leading worship, Jesus Culture, and it was unbelievable. And I remember the bass going through me, and it just lit up my chest, and I couldn't help but feel love and hope and energy and just a reminder of who I am as soon as I walked in that door. And it was something so powerful I couldn't ignore it. And I knew right then in that moment I wasn't going to turn away from it. And so I started going to church more and more, and all of a sudden it turned into like, "Hey, do you want to go to prayer night?" You know, it's the same night. I'm like, you know, church twice in one day. Like, no, I'm good. You know, no, whoa, that's a lot. You know, I'm not a Bible thumper, right? You know, and I went to this small group, the prayer night that they had, and I remember we all circled up, and we were just getting ready to pray, and this man and his wife, a Hispanic man and his wife, came walking over, and I remember, whoa, our circle's full. You can't. I don't want to hold hands with you. And I remember the family I was with, they broke the chain, and they came in, and next thing you know, I'm holding hands with, this Hispanic man, and I'm kind of going, okay, I don't know, okay, all right, fine, I'm forced to deal with it, this is good. And the light is low, and this beautiful ambient music is playing and stuff, and when we start this prayer circle, it comes to me and I have no idea what to say. I've never done this before. I have no idea.
Yeah.
This is like my 4th or 5th time at church. And next thing you know, it bounces back to the family I was with, and they started praying for me. And they just said, we know Ben's new at this. We know that this is confusing to him. We know that he's lost. We know that he doesn't know what to know. And the man standing next to me let go of my hand, and he put his hands on my chest, and he started praying in Spanish. He started praying in English, and just that I would let go of these fears and this craziness that I've held on to, and I lost it. I started crying. I couldn't. My body was shaking. I can't explain it. It was unbelievably powerful, and I wouldn't let that man go for about 7 minutes. And I was just crying in his arms. And his wife had come over with tissues, and she's like, here, get away from me. I'm like, I don't want your tissues. I'm fine. And I'm bawling, and I'm just like,
didn't have enough tissues at that point.
Oh no, exactly. There were tissues around at that point. Yeah. So I'm bawling. I'm so upset. And Andy Garcia is his name, and he moved to Nashville that week, and he'd been a pastor for 17 years, and he had moved there looking for a church, and there he was sitting next to me, and that was really when I had my first encounter with just the Holy Spirit and how powerful God's love is. And I blame my I'm 6 months and 12 days sober right now, and I blame that on that moment. From then on, and it took me a minute, but I all of a sudden I noticed that 12 beers went to 8, went to 6, went to 4, went to 2, went to a few a week, then went to nothing, and I literally was just like, I'm good. I don't need them anymore, and I didn't quit cold turkey. I didn't quit because whatever, and it just,
God was doing it.
Just
he was
happened.
just changing you.
And I'll tell you what I was doing when I was drinking was just, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I got buddies that drink, I got friends that drink. I'm not an advocate to say don't drink. I seriously, I don't want to be labeled that at all. But it was killing my, it was drowning my flame.
Wow.
It was killing my spirit.
Yeah.
And so instead of being a shining bright light for somebody that needs it in the darkness, I was dark myself. And so I've just realized that I was put here for such a big purpose, and I was put here to help people. And I couldn't do that when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
I can't do that when I'm high on cocaine. And so anyway, yeah, it's been a powerful ride, and I can't tell you how many people reach out to me that need help or are looking for help, or like, oh my gosh, what did you do to quit? Or how did you deal with it? Or how did you, and the answer is God.
That's right.
I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, I don't.
That's it.
I dropped
yeah.
I dropped it all.
Your life is a powerful message.
Yeah.
Your life is a message.
Yeah.
You don't have to say much when God has done that much work in your life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh yeah.
My God, He showed up last night, and He told me, miss the light that I saw in your eyes when you were brand new. You've been running so fast that you can't breathe. You've been hiding so long that you can't see. No more waiting. In me you can believe. I can catch you when you're falling. hear you when you're calling. I can't make you choose a choice you make. I can't turn you from the road you take, but I'll make sure to light the way. I'll make sure to light the way. My God has been calling out names, and He asked me, do you see the light that's in front of your eyes? My path you won't lose. You start running, you can't run fast enough to me. You give up hiding. There's no place that I won't seek. The wait is over. In me you now believe. I got you when you're falling. I can hear you when you're calling. I can't make you choose a choice you make. I can't turn you from the road you take, but I'll make sure to light the way. I'll make sure to light the way. Can you see me? I'm lighting your way. Can you see me? Yeah. I'm lighting your way. Can you see me? I'm lighting your way. Can you see me? Lighting your way. Can you see me? I can catch you when you're falling. I can hear you when you're calling. I can't make you choose a choice you make. I can't turn you from the road you take, but I'll make sure to light the way. I'll make sure to light the way. I'll make sure to light the way. My God, He showed up last night, and He told me.
I'm so lucky. I get this private concert.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I really appreciate you coming on the channel today.
You're welcome.
It's been
Thank you.
It's been a wonderful to get to know you and hear your story. You are such a blessing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, how can people find your music? Because I'm sure after hearing this, people are like, "I want to hear more." So
Hopefully, I haven't turned it off yet, Tim.
No, they're liking this.
BenDFuller.com. My real name's Benjamin David Fuller.
Oh, okay.
I only call Benjamin David when I'm in trouble, mostly by my mother. But BenDFuller.com is where you can order these CDs, and the album Witness is out, and it's been out for a few weeks now, and so I'm so excited. Everybody's been commenting and buying it and sending me pictures and just awesome stuff. Headed to the mailbox, and I'm actually, after this, on my way to send out about 7 or 8 more copies, and so I'm so excited that people are giving this thing a chance and listening to it. And then Ben Fuller Music on Facebook, and I'm on there, and then Ben Fuller on Instagram, and I never got around to Twitter. I don't know, the bird thing just kind of...
It's hard. It's hard to be on everything. But this is a good... Yeah. There you go. This is a good time, though, to buy CDs and support musicians, because they can't be performing live right now. So musicians really need help like that. Yeah,
we're... most of the songs, like that song Light the Way is on the album. And it's not available yet. I believe it's going to be the next song that we're going to release. But yeah, a lot of the stuff is only available on the CD, and we're contemplating on dropping it online.
Good.
Like sooner than later.
Yeah.
Just because everybody's home and everybody wants new music.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
the problem is it took about 11 months to make it. So as long as everybody can be patient on more music, I think it's the move we were going for is just to kind of let it out slowly. And
Yeah.
but anyway, during these times, for sure, everybody needs some hope and love. So,
Amen.
But I just can't thank you enough for having me and let me be a part of this
Thank you so
awesomeness.
It's been wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us
Yeah, thank
for our
you.
time with Ben Fuller on this episode in our conversation series brought to you from a Frisch perspective.